Hey everybody, it's Dr. J, and today we are talking about acid-base titrations. Basically, a titration, or another word for this is volumetric analysis. This is basically our technique that we use to find our unknown solution. Okay, so specifically, we have a known concentration and then we have an unknown concentration. And this technique is just helping us do that. So we have a couple of phrases I'm going to mention today. Titrant and analyte. Titrant is basically our solution of our known concentration. Okay, so this is basically during our titration process. We know the concentration here, so we're going to see how our volume or how much of our volume we're using. Analyte, basically, we don't care about the volume, right? Because this is what we're trying to find. We're trying to find that concentration. Now, we also have what we call equivalence points. So the equivalence point is basically in a titration where our moles of our acid will equal the moles of our base. Okay. And basically when we reach this point to where our acid and base equal each other, well, our titration is over. Okay, we done. It's complete. All right. So how exactly do we know when it's actually complete? Well, we got to use the indicator to let us know that. All right. So basically this indicator is going to change colors at that end point. All right. So basically that end point is where our titration is done. Our moles of our acid has equal the amount of the moles of our base. So when we look at this quick example, we're going to have the beginning of our titration, which in this case, say our titrant, so that's our known concentration is our base, and our analyte is what we're trying to figure out. So let's say we're trying to find out the concentration of this acid here. All right, I'm going to use the known concentration of my base to help me do that. So basically a titration is set up to where we're going to be using our burette. And then basically over time, we will be adding drop wise. All right, so make sure anytime you do your titration, you're doing it slowly. So we're slowly adding, right? So we're slowly adding drop by drop by drop, right? Our base into our acid. Okay, and we can see this example here. Base is getting dropped into our acid. And eventually we're going to reach a point in this equivalence point to where our moles of our acid will equal the moles of our base. And we reach that point when we see that color change. So we got a couple of different indicators you could potentially use. One of the common ones you might be familiar with is phenolphthalein, giving me this pink color here. All right, and that's due to once we reach a certain level. Now that's all I'm going to say about phenolphthalein. Once again, if you want to catch the extra layer to that, just check out the General Chemistry 2 playlist. But for now, once we reach that equivalence point, that's basically where our moles of OH and moles of our acid, in this case H+, equal each other. Okay.